So here we are gathered in the light of the full moon in Sagittarius to once again let Gaia know that we are here. The energies of this full moon encourage us to step out of our comfort zone and increase our understanding and tolerance of differences, and to take actions based on wisdom and intuition. It also invites us to search for deeper meanings rather than being content with the facts as we hear them through the news and the media. And so together, we magnify our ability to go beyond what is and has been and manifest freedom which accurately honors the interdependence of all living beings. Our Earth Treasure Vase practice came through a Tibetan Buddhist lineage where many centuries ago, Guru Padmasambhava revealed this terma as a remedy for healing Earth and removing suffering in times of degeneration. This practice of bearing Earth Treasure Vases for the purpose of restoring vitality within the essence of the elements, for increasing wisdom within all beings, and for removing the obstacles to long life was passed to Cynthia Jors in 1990. At that time, Cynthia was given the opportunity to travel to Nepal and take a several-day trek into the high mountains to visit the 106-year-old Tibetan Buddhist Lama Charak Rinpoche, who lived in a cave in a remote region of Nepal. And on her way up the mountain, she reflected deeply, wondering what to ask the Lama when she reached him. She carried a deep concern over how humanity could handle mounting nuclear waste. And in the shadow of the nuclear age, she sought insight on how to bring healing and protection to life on Earth. And under the direction of Charak Rinpoche, and with the help of Lama Sultram, Earth Treasure Vases were crafted with sacred medicines in the monasteries of Nepal. With the first 30 vases, Cynthia started this aspect of the Earth Treasure Vase practice, which we are now carrying forward with the second and the third generation vases. And I'm excited to share with you that Cynthia let me know that the Delphi Earth Treasure Vase was successfully buried with great perfection and beauty earlier today. And Rasul sent us this message saying, after arrival and a week of communion in ceremony and preparation, where we connected to the land and the mythology of Greece, the sacred task of bearing the Delphi Earth Treasure Vase has been fulfilled. Filled to the brim with profound prayers of healing and liberation, this holy vessel was planted in one of the chambers of the Corinthian cave on Mount Parnassus, near the Oracle of Delphi. This journey of a lifetime shared in unabashed joy and the tender vulnerability of our living and dying reached a pinnacle today as the vase found its home in the womb of Mother Earth. Both a culmination and a continuation in the recognition of Gaia birthing herself through us. In the splendor of our integrating what was once repressed within us, springtime bloomed and the bees hummed. And then Kat and Liza Jane gave me a quick call, and they let me know that after the burial, they all went outside the cave and were sitting on the ground having their celebratory picnic. And a whole swarm of bees came to the entrance of the cave. It had just swarmed and it was moving into the entrance of the cave. And they said it was just this huge buzz of chaos and protection around the queen. And it was the first, and they realized it was the first time that the queen had ever been out of the hive and had seen her first light of day. And so they sat beneath this while the hive settled in. And so that was quite exciting. And the group leaves us with their newfound knowing that the earth is indeed being reborn through us. Yeah, so yes, we can all bow into our gratitude for that accomplishment. And now we're going to turn our attention toward the Earth Treasure Vase that Osa Arkin has dedicated to the well-being of the whales. And tonight we are honoring the whales and following the guided meditation, which Leslie Meehan will give. We will have opportunity to voice our prayers for all that contributes to the well-being of the whales and their ocean environment. And over the last 100 years, the whale population has decreased by 80%, yet their intelligence and presence continue to hold a magnificent place within the womb of life. Their songs contributing to the song of the earth, and their migrations, the living aspect of Gaia's energetic body. So now we're going to let you know that some significant changes have taken place just since the newsletter came out. And so I invite Osa, I invite you to come forward and share from your deep place of listening.
Yeah, thank you, Elizabeth. Let me ask first though, do you want me to say the intentions for the vase at some time, like before the meditation, or no?
Oh, that would be wonderful. You could start with that.
Okay, great.
And then share where you are with it.
Right, I will. Okay, let me get them back.
Okay, that sounds good.
So the intentions we've been holding for the vase, as she has been blessed by dozens of people around New Mexico, include honoring the sacred presence of whales, large and small, and the ecosystems they move through on this planet we all share. May we know this family of beings as family. Healing the wounds that humans have caused in the lives of whales as we shifted from recognizing them as wise and gentle relatives to hunting them to the brink of distinction and poisoning the food and water which sustains them. May we see the end of abuse and murder in the waters and repair the harms of pollution. And bringing humans back into right relationship with whales to embrace these great ones who live in the water realm as beings at least as deserving of life, liberty, and the expression of happiness through their song, water dance, breaching jumps, and fin slaps. May we learn from them.
Aho.
So the story of this little vase is documented in the newsletter, but stories that are alive don't stop when they're written down, do they? Life in the human body is like this. We decide to turn left or right or go forward at a junction point, and whole worlds of possibility are created by these options. Whichever path we choose, there will be more and more decision points. Amongst all the choices, I find it helps to connect with my still point, the place fully awake and aware, which projects quiet and balance out into the swirl of life around me. I wrote this story for the newsletter about 3 weeks ago and made plane reservations, arrangements with friends in Provincetown. I began gathering people for ETV meditations on the Cape, contacted friends along the East Coast to see if they wanted to come. And now I remember the phrase, I don't know who started it, quote, humans plan, God laughs, unquote. While making these plans, I realized that a dear friend of mine with an ALS-like illness had started a precipitous trajectory of decline. New Mexico has a right to die law, and my friend has a supportive physician on standby. Being the primary support person for his partner, who is another dear friend, I started to wonder if I could fly east as I had planned on June 6th. So I just moved through each day, letting the open question move with me. And by the time the ETV newsletter arrived in my email and everybody else's, I understood with great clarity that I needed to stay home until my friend passed. I knew that planting the vase could wait, but I didn't know anything else. I had faith that the universe would provide and that answers were only important once they arrived. And right on cue, an email came from a woman named Genie, for whom the newsletter story had had a particular resonance that she will soon share with us. And we have had several beautiful exchanges over the past few days, and it has come to pass that she will be a partner in stewarding Cetacea. And though I am staying in New Mexico for now, Cetacea will take a trip to Cape Cod with a friend of Genie's who's driving from Santa Fe to Cape Cod next week. So Genie will steward Cetacea, allowing the vase to soak up the sea air and the water's energy until I can join her for the planting when the time is right. So I'd like to introduce you all to Genie Stevens.
Well, thank you so much, Osa. I'm really grateful and humbled to be in this position on this Zoom at this moment. And I want to thank all of you. I've been following you for a while, but I haven't been very present on the screen because I'm on the East Coast. It's 9 o'clock when we all start. And I've had long COVID for 3 years. I think I can say I put it behind me about a month ago. So I've been not in great health, but I've been tuning in. Yeah, so I moved to Santa Fe in 1993 because of a very strong vision that I had. My past includes a lot of visions. I've been called a mystic, and that big vision brought me to Santa Fe and brought me good fortune and amazing life shifts. The last time I did a big shift around a vision was with my work, and I actually quit my job and started doing this work with children, bringing a program to children around consciousness and climate change for kids 8 to 12. And that's my current work. And then while I was sick, very, very, very quickly, once I became sick, with COVID in March 2020, I had come out to Cape Cod here to visit my mom, who was in home hospice. And I brought my daughter with me, and we were supposed to come for 2 months, and I immediately got COVID. I got the wild COVID before you could even test for it. And I got really sick. And so at some point in that illness, I went through a really amazing epiphany, I would say, and it absolutely changed everything. It changed my life completely in many ways. I've been a practicing Buddhist since I was 20, but it was a massive shift. And so that helped me work through the illness. My backstory of being on Cape Cod is that I came here when I was 2 years old with my family, my mom and my dad, and my other baby brother. And we lived in Woods Hole. So that's one end of Cape Cod, the opposite end of Provincetown. My dad was an ocean scientist. I grew up one of my very first memories is being in the warm salt marsh ocean waters, very warm, but not turbulent, because we were just small children. We just walked through the salt marsh in the river there, and it was teeming with all kinds of life, like horseshoe crabs, all kinds of crabs, lots of sea lettuce and growing things. plenty of animals. And I had a very strong realization that they were part of my family. It didn't occur to me that they weren't part of my family, that they were my family. So I carried that with me for a long time till I realized that not everybody felt that way. So that was my first kind of aha around the ocean. And I always wanted to be a mermaid until I was 7, when I found out it wasn't a job description. So it's been a deep part for me of my life. And the universe brought me here, and I got ill, and I am fortunate enough to be able to move back and forth between here and Santa Fe, where my work still is. But I was just on the cusp of making this decision of whether to actually ask the Sierra Club, for whom I work, whether I could actually stay here. And I wasn't completely clear about that. And then I had another vision that was kicked off by listening to a podcast about humpback whales. And that was really strong. And I knew that I needed to stay on Cape Cod, but I didn't know how that was going to work. I was basically thought I might lose my job. And I asked for, I just asked for a sign that I should stay here. And I'm particularly drawn to working, to listening to the whales. And I'm working on a book on consciousness, and the whale voices are very important, right, to us in that way. So then I saw the communication about OSA and the vase, and I immediately wrote, and there we are. That was just a few days ago. So it does feel like Santa Fe and the whales are coming together in a really profound way.
Wow. Thank you so much, Genie, for sharing your story.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there's just an amazing integration happening here. Yes. And so we welcome you as a steward of the vase, co-steward. Okay, so with this introduction, we will now move towards meditation. And so Leslie, do you want to take it from here?
Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes, I will. And as we move into meditation, I want to invite people to turn off their audio if you aren't already off, and also invite you to turn off your video so we can focus on being inward, and I will do the same. And then after the meditation, if you're new, we will be opening up the circle for sharing. So this is a time of listening and turning in. And we have a dear friend, Julian Silburn, who's part of this circle, who has a very close connection to the whales also. And he is hosting a men's retreat right now to synchronize with the bearing of the Delphi vase for the divine feminine. So he couldn't be here in person, but he wanted to send his music of blessing for the whales to begin the meditation. So let's begin with Julian, then I'll ring the bell and start the meditation.
Leslie, we actually are not hearing the recording.
You're not? Okay. I was just chatting you to see. I can see you saying you can't hear it. Well, that's unfortunate. Is this any better? Oh, can you hear any better?
No.
Okay. Sorry, this must be something with my power outage.
Let me see. Okay.
So let's trust that we will be able to share this recording in a different way, at a different time, and just move into the meditation. Let's begin by taking a few deep breaths. Breathing in and out, deep and slow. Feel your body relax. Sense the ground beneath you, holding you, offering stability and calm. Your roots reaching deep down into the earth. Breathing in and breathing out, drawing up through your taproot the nourishing energies and life force of Mother Earth, which she gives freely, generously to you. Letting thoughts of the past and concerns for the future melt away. This is a precious moment in deep communion with the stabilizing, nourishing energies of Mother Earth. And from this place of being deeply rooted and grounded, we open up to the light above, feeling the warmth upon us from the sun and moon and stars glistening. Feeling expansive as we connect with the vast energies of the cosmos. Rooted below, connected above, in this present moment, breathing. And now, let's feel our connectedness to the special place you sit on the planet right now. Feel your relationship to the soils, stones, waterways, the forests, flowers, the communities of life who call these habitat their home, just like you, and who also receive stability and nourishment from Mother Earth, and the warmth of the sun and moon, just like you. In this present moment, in this special place, we acknowledge those who have come before. We acknowledge the ancestors of the original indigenous peoples of the lands we inhabit, who have been in sacred relationship with our lands for countless generations. We acknowledge the future ancestors of this land, who will continue to hold this land as sacred for countless generations to come. And we humbly invite all of them to bless us and our practice in this present moment. Let's also call upon all of our sources of inspiration, our own ancestors, elders, teachers and guides, lineage masters, Buddhas, bodhisattvas, and wisdom beings that we feel connected to, and invite them all to be present with us now. Invite their blessings to enter you and everyone who is present for this meditation, and receive the blessing of their love, support, guidance, healing, and clarity. As this blessing enters you, feel this love and caring coming all the way into your deepest heart of hearts, and breathe it in. And breathing out, send this love to everyone who's present in this circle. And breathing in, receive the love that is being sent. And breathing out, sending. Like the ebb and flow of the tides, washing blessings amongst us in this circle. Gradually expanding your focus to include all of your friends, family, and community, and all of those who this practice may serve. Imagine our circle gradually growing from our home, neighborhood, bioregion, country, and continent to include all beings in all places everywhere, embracing the whole planet with our love. Breathing in, breathing out, blessing the whole planet. Now, with this feeling of rootedness below, expansiveness above, and waves of love flowing from your heart, let's turn our awareness to those who are suffering, the places where there is war, poverty, disease, pollution, droughts, or floods or fires. Wherever the need for healing is very great. And breathe in this suffering. And breathing out, send your love and caring to relieve the suffering of the earth, or people, and of all life, all around the whole planet. Imagine that where there is hunger, great nourishing gardens begin to grow. Where there is thirst, fresh, clean waterways spring up. Where there are unhoused, safe shelters are built. Where there is war and conflict, choirs of peace echo in the hills. Where there is sickness, vital health is celebrated. And aware of where the earth is unstable, in danger, or out of balance in any way, imagine a restoration of balanced power, bringing protection and regeneration. As you hear the song lines of the land sing in great harmonies. Now see the generosity and reciprocity in communities of life flowing freely, seeing the beauty and riches of nature flowering into abundance for the sustenance of life, revitalizing this radiant blue-green planet we call home. As we hold this glowing vision of Mother Earth, we call into our awareness the presence of the earth treasure vases that have been planted or are in the process of being planted all around the world. Let us imagine that together we are pouring our love and caring in the form of light into each and every little clay pot buried in the body of Mother Earth, filling each vase with our deepest prayers and blessings for healing. Imagine each treasure vase radiating light in every direction, sending healing and protective energies wherever it is needed, in whatever form it is needed. See the light like a rainbow streaming forth from each of the vases. White, yellow, red, blue, and green, and all the colors in between. And breathing in and breathing out. Allow the feeling of caring and compassion in your heart of hearts to grow. Send that love out in the form of light to all the people, animals, plants, and places that are connected to the earth treasure vases that need healing and protection in the past, in the present, and in the future. Beginning at the center of the Earth Treasure Vase Global Healing Mandala, in a cave above Los Alamos National Laboratory in New Mexico, the birthplace of the atomic bomb, and to the north at the source of the Rio Grande River in Creede, Colorado, to the south at the mouth of the Rio Grande at the Gulf of Mexico, to the east on top of Mount Baldy above Santa Fe, and to the west on Mount Chicama, known as Zicamu, to the Tewa people of New Mexico, the custodians of the sacred lands where this mandala began. And now, having established the center and the four directions, see the mandala growing in every direction to the Indian Point Nuclear Reservation on the Hudson River in New York, to the headwaters old growth redwood forest in Northern California, the Punta Cometa on the coast of Oaxaca, Mexico, Vilcabamba, Ecuador, Jakova, Kosovo, the Lawrence Laboratory at the University of California, Berkeley, the Dao Dum Forest on the border of Thailand and Burma, the village of Ein Kerem in Israel, Palestine, Hiroshima, Japan, the cloisters in New York City after 9/11, the Biosphere 2 in Oracle, Arizona, the Martin Luther King Freedom Center in Oakland, California, the source of the river Ganges in India, the source of the Amazon River in Peru, the Southern Pacific Ocean, 93 feet down in Igom Atoll, the Tobrian Islands, Papua New Guinea, the Arctic Circle, Alaska, the Koji lands of the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, Colombia, Telawayan Village, Lofa County, Wenjama District, Liberia, West Africa, the Blyde River Canyon, Limpopo Province, South Africa, the Giza Plateau, Egypt, Haleakala, Maui, Hawaii, Yatombwe Forest, South Kivu Province, Democratic Republic of Congo, Avebury, England, Vindaloo, Jawan Country, Catherine, Northern Territory, Australia. And the second generation of Earth Treasure Vases in Gabarnman, Arnhem Land, Australia. The Mackenzie King Park, Ottawa River Valley, Ottawa Gatineau, Canada. The original garden in Findhorn, Scotland. The Great Stupa of Bodhanath in Kathmandu, Nepal. The Flint Hills of Kansas in the heartland of America. The Santa Cruz Mountains near Silicon Valley, California. The Valles Caldera of northern New Mexico. Honolulu, Bungle Bungles, the Kimberleys, Australia. The village of Utavik at the edge of the sea in northernmost Arctic Alaska. The Hanford Nuclear Reservation on shores of the Columbia River in the state of Washington. Mount Ryosen above Fukushima, Japan. Back to where it all began at the cave hermitage of Charuk, Nepal. To Margibi County, Liberia, in the base of an old ironbark tree on Duithil Mountain in the Budawang Wilderness, of Walbunja country, Yun Nation, southeastern Australia. And to our root temple, Tulataring Monastery in Nepal. The Munzer Valley in Turkey, Serpent Mound in Ohio, the Ashaninka Spiritual Portal, Campo de Rio Amonea Indigenous Land, Amazon Forest in Brazil, in the demilitarized zone between North and South Korea, the Arhuaco lands in the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, Colombia, on the inner rim of the Acarel volcano, in Te Waipunamu, the South Island, Aotearoa, New Zealand. And the third generation of Earth Treasure Vases, Antarctica, the Isle of Lewis and the Outer Hebrides, Scotland, the Saugatuck Dunes on Lake Michigan in the USA, and to the Highwood Valley in the Rocky Mountains in Alberta, Canada, Southeastern Turtle Island, US, Chaconage, Tennessee, on the shores of Lake Washington and Kirkland, Washington, close to the first COVID hotspot in the USA. And now we turn our attention to the 25 second and third generation vases that have been dedicated and are currently in the hands of their stewards, gathering prayers and offerings, including the third generation vase that will be buried for the whales in Cape Cod that we are blessing tonight. And we also bless the 11 second generation vases still awaiting their dedication, sitting with the mother vase on the altar. So as we hold all of these vases around Mother Earth in our awareness, with our love, take a deep, slow in-breath and a deep, slow out-breath. And imagine all that is needed to relieve the suffering of the earth can be seen as light radiating out from each of the Earth Treasure Vases all around the whole planet in every direction. Imagine this healing light flowing out from the vases, filling the whole global Earth Treasure Vase mandala with the powerful energies of our love and caring. See this healing force traveling through the song lines and meridians of the earth, flowing into each location on the global mandala. See the mandala like a web of light embracing the whole planet. Feel the light flowing back and forth like waves from your heart to the Earth Treasure Vases, energizing them and adding vitality and brilliance to the light that is then flowing out to the whole area in the sphere of influence of each of the Earth Treasure Vases. Now imagine this light flowing into your own location, your special spot in nature, and feel the collective spiritual intelligence of the entire global Earth Treasure Vase mandala activating your node on the global healing mandala and entering you as a holy vessel. Finally, please focus your concentration on bringing healing and protection to the whole earth for all time. See the healing and protection radiating out from all the vases around the earth in waves of light flowing back and forth endlessly. And imagine that the healing is accomplished and the vitality of the earth is completely restored. Now recognizing the great interconnected web that is life on earth, of which we are each a part. Let's give thanks for this precious sacred time and pray that the compassion and peace that is our true condition may bring supreme happiness and benefit to the earth and to all beings. With another deep, slow in-breath and deep, slow out-breath, let's bring our awareness back to our body, feeling our feet on the floor, grounded on the earth in our own location. And wiggling our toes, opening our eyes, and returning to the circle for sharing.
Thank you, Leslie. And welcome back, everyone, from our beautiful meditation. And now we will open the circle to receive the prayers, and Osa will have her little vase there ready to receive them. And you can raise your hand and we will call on you. Julie. Hi.
Hello, hello, hello. This is so beautiful to hear for the whales. I've had many incredible interactions with whales, not only here in Australia, but also in Tonga with the mummy and the baby humpback whales, where we had the pleasure, very sacred pleasure of being in the water with them. So much love. And as I was lying down for the meditation, and it's quite cool here, but the sun came pouring in and just hit my ajna and just was filling me up with this most beautiful solar light. And I was just seeing spirals and spirals and then explosions of light, and then more spirals and spirals and explosion of light, and lots of rainbow, like rainbow diamond water. So my love and blessings, all that in that most precious, beautiful vase.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Joan. Yes, please speak up.
So I speak from the East Coast and from not far from where this wonderful vase will carry the prayers and songs of so many of us who have resonated with the songs of the whales for years and ancient years and generations, and that we may continue to sing back and forth, to sing our sorrows, to sing our joys, to sing the great tides of life that we share. And I send joy that this will be near the land where Mary Oliver has so long walked and loved all of the creatures of this part of the world, as well as so many others. And I send the light of just, this is a light that is in memory of other beloveds who are on the other side of the veil now, but who also have lived on the Cape and loved our dear fellow beings and teachers, the whales. Thank you.
Mm. May it be so.
So,
Yes, thank you. Yeah, Susan.
So yeah, I have such deep love for the whales and all that they do and the sounds that they create, and I also feel like I think there's a story in Hawaii where their voices help form the islands too, because they resonate on it. I remember when we went to Hawaii, that was said. So yeah, deep love for them. And so I have a crystal here that's actually from the Himalayas, and it was a grouping of 7 crystals, and I and some of my friends have gotten them and kind of do earth healing with them. So and of course the rocks and crystals are record keepers, and they say that in the Himalayas it's so high up, and it's the crown chakra of the world. So may all the blessings and the wisdom held within the crystals go into the vase. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Susan. Mm. And Heidi Newport put a message in the chat saying that may the whales feel the love that they always sing to us. May they be, may they be bathed in that love. May they be bathed in that love. Yes. Thank you, Heidi. And Valeria.
Hello, everybody. I'm here in Italy. It's night, and I'm offering the lights of the moon. It's in the back. I hope you can see that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the Sagittarius moon to the whales, to the vase, and also the power and the blessings of the turquoise color. It's the color turquoise that is the color of combined to dolphins and whales, and it's about the communication from the heart, the creative communication from the heart, and the joy and the ability to flow, to go with the flow like they do, and the telepathic abilities to being in connections in a joyous way, singing way, and yes, and the joy that all these beings bring to us, because I also had the chance to meet them, and it's like they help us to remember how to be like kids and be joyful. So I would like to offer that into the vase, and a lot of gratitude. And also there's a connection to the Delphi vase as well, with the symbol of the dolphin. Okay, thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, Valeria.
There
Mm.
is turquoise in the vase.
And now there's even more. Yes, Mimi, hi. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Well, there's two things that are walking me after your sharings, and one is that we may have the opportunity to experience seeing them as family, and that consciousness may expand into all human beings, so that feeling that, then we might start caring for them and the waters. And I have seen many whales from the very bottom of the continent in South America, of the Patagonia coast, and how they just go, if you think about it, they're all united through the ocean. So I feel like the sense of community, and that we're all one. And the story of how you are now co-stewarding the vase too. I think it's a beautiful symbol in some way, where we just are spontaneous and we work with what is. And so many blessings for that. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mimi. Yay. Wendy.
Hello from up in Alberta, Canada. Landlocked, but that's the physical part. As soon as I heard and read about this vase that was such a deep primal calling, that it just was so strong and so beautiful, and kind of that radar that whales have that carries through. And in my home, there are things from the Arctic that date back from the time that my father lived up there. And I kept going by this, and I kept saying, take me, show them this, and put this in the vase, as in my spirit in the vase of the ancients, which the whales are ancient record keepers. And it just, the depths of the heart are so deep. And this, hopefully you can see it, it's got some weight to it. Is a whale vertebrae from a bowhead that is an Arctic whale. And this one dates back to the Thule people. And on this front is a face, and on this front is a face, and one is masculine and one is feminine. And if there was anything that called, put my spirit, this ancient spirit, into this beautiful cetacea vase, it is this. And so I make this as the offering through the whale's bone, the DNA, the ancestry of the spirit of all the ancient whales, which we are all part of, into dear cetacea. And this is a mighty, mighty vase. as we all know, do not underestimate the power within these vases by their size. It's one would be so wrong to do this. So there you go, forever and ever. The bones, which are a connection to the star ancestry, it just all ties in with Cetacea. So, aho.
Wow. Thank you, Wendy.
Mm.
What a powerful offering. Yes. So much love. Stephen.
Hi, hello. Yeah, that was amazing, Wendy. Thank you. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm originally from Massachusetts, and have very fond memories of being with friends in Woods Hole, and of going to Provincetown in the summer. And I can remember standing on the beach in Provincetown one day, just looking out at the water and saying, "Oh, I'm having an earthquake." Okay. Oh, just a minute. Maybe this is not going to be too bad. If I get up and move, that's why. Anyway, how auspicious that I'm talking about communicating with whales and the earth is moving.
Wow.
And this person just came up to me and was talking to me and telling me the history of whaling in Massachusetts, and making me very sad that we had been slaughtering all these majestic creatures. And I once had the chance to swim with them in Hawaii, at the Big Island during their mating season. And I was diving, not snorkeling. And so I was able to be in the water, and I started singing to the whales. I mean, verbally, like, whatever, you know. And they stopped their song and looked at me and sang back, which was absolutely amazing. I don't know what they said, but I suddenly realized that, wow, not only are they intelligent and record keepers, and not only are they taking all the song lines from everyone all over the earth and putting them together into their own song, which travels all over the ocean, so that a whale in Japan can sing to a whale off the coast of Massachusetts, and they can understand each other. It was an amazing experience. So I would just like to put my prayer into this vase that we learn from the whales how to communicate with one another.
Yes.
And that the whales can teach us how to sing our songs.
Yeah.
May it be so.
May it be so. Thank you, Stephen. So Maggie and Eva.
Well, I feel wordless with all of the. I feel you have spoken for me, Wendy. The depth that's there, Valeria, Stephen. So what is left from my being? I think the depth of the connectivity. I actually find it very beautiful, Osra, that you are there as part of a support team as one soul is leaving, and the whales, in their own way, are not only awaiting that but are a part of that. I'm still very struck by the story of the bees in Delphi, and that in the meditation that took me to this power of nature that gets invoked with all these vases. The vase we stewarded to Pernalulu, it took me back to dingoes howling at dawn to point us to the Pleiades stars that were rising. The old ancient ones from the cliff across the way were what we thought were UFOs in the sky, that the old elders just laughed and said, they're just the old ones. They just communicate with light, you know, or the spirit kangaroo that welcomed us to country. And each of the vases has these stories. And here we enter into the vase, but I feel like somehow the whales are the great, great, great keepers of all of these stories. You know, the bees have their stories and bring it to us, the kangaroo, but somehow these whale beings have this giganticness, the depth that Wendy spoke to, that, you know, with such a silent presence, but with such a potency. You know, I know they sail down from the pole upstairs and they arrive down here in Australia. And learning more and more, they get here and they shed their skin. And their skin feeds the ocean waters. You know, they bring so much with them. Each step of the journey as they, you know, come all the way down here. So yes, this connectivity through the waters, through the song lines that Stephen speaks of, it's just gigantic. You know, I feel like I know so little of it. You know, it's so much that is almost beyond my comprehension as to what these great beings, not only of themselves bring, but I think they're weaving together, as you said, Stephen, all these songs of earth, of, you know, bones of Wendy that link to the stars that are there with absolute grace and beauty and magnificent. And may they live long and be protected. Yes. And may this weaving on all levels, whether it's a woman dying in Santa Fe or skin being shed in the waters in South Australia, may the magnificence just be jeweled, be treasured. And may this vase be received by the whales as the bees have received the vase in Delphi, as all of the vases are received as they're given into Gaia and to all these creatures that behold them. May it be so. I don't know what else to say. Words aren't enough. Deep blessings into this vase of honour to the whales, and may their magnificence be truly flourish.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Abe, it's fine. Thank you, dear hearts.
Okay, thank you both. Okay, Ray.
Yes, hello everyone. I want to, of course, to offer honor and gratitude to all the whales, the humpback, the blue, all of the whales, and also the little beluga whales that are very much here and very much in danger in the St. Lawrence River here. And gratitude for the depth of reciprocity that we experience, that people have described it before me tonight. So I won't go into too much detail, but I too have had that chance, not being in the water, but in a little boat, and a great, beautiful blue whale and her little one swimming right next to our boat, gently, kindly. So I would like to add that gratitude to that gratitude for their immense tenderness. There's some kind of tenderness that they bring to us, and they hold us up with that when we're near them. So gratitude for that. And I'd like to add as well, if I could, not quite sure how to do it, but the sense of the strength of the people who are working here in Quebec to save the whales. We do have a lot of traffic, international ship traffic. And so we have whales that are caught and killed by that traffic. And the beluga, the tiny white whales, are threatened more from the sonic effect of the shipping, the sound that is deteriorating them. So, but there are wonderful people working with the whales and with the water, with the ocean to help. So I'd like to bring that sense of engagement, of strength that some humans are offering in that larger field of reciprocity that the whales bring to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Yes, may they all be strengthened. Yeah, Kelly.
Aloha, greetings from Kauai, Hawaii, everyone. I'm sitting here above a beautiful wild river that empties into Moloa'a Bay, where I've swam with the humpbacks and heard their songs, and it feels so good to feel everyone's voices and prayers coming into this land and knowing these frequencies are going out the river and out to them. And that's one of my prayers, is for healthy frequencies, as was just spoken of, that there be beautiful sounds in the ocean and in the air, and that they begin in our hearts, that we do sing our songs, that we speak words of beauty and truth for each other, and that we create sanctuary for peaceful spaces for the whales and for ourselves. And I think that's the key. When we can feel it inside, then it gets stronger around us. And I wanted to share, I had an amazing experience. I was in Moorea in Tahiti with the whales back in October, and we had this incredible experience. We swam out, a mama and a calf were there, and they invited us to come swim because we would always ask permission to come be with them. And this young whale came and swam towards us and just started spinning and pulled us into this vortex of dancing. And so I'm welcoming in interspecies play and interspecies joy, that we remind each other of these magnificent different bodies that creation is exploring together. And one thing I marveled at was that here are the largest mammals on the planet, and yet they're buoyant their whole lives. They're held in the grace of buoyancy and the food. And my prayer is that humans may feel that buoyancy, receive the gift of that effortless weightlessness, so we can arrive on the earth and find our place of buoyancy and balance with all of our relations. So thank you for the opportunity to share my love and joy for the whales and of this Aina, and blessings to all of your home waters and home hearts, wherever you are. Aloha. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Beautiful. Yes. And Michelle.
Yay, blessings of buoyancy and balance in all our home waters. So water is how I'm feeling this connection. I mean, we're all swimming in the waters of living information networks that are within us, that we're in, that connect everything, this interbeing of love, communion. And I'd like to bring a blessing of some water that I have from a ceremony this last weekend with some of the mamos from our huacos, Huacan mamos in Santa Maria de Santa Marta. And it was a blessing. They had called they were some who had called for this gathering of elders along the Mississippi River, one of the main arteries of our earth, to bless and heal the waters, to come together not only the eagle and the condor, but the holding everyone in this communion. So the blessing, the water ritual they shared, and we did a couple ceremonies, but the one with them, they asked us to repeat with other people, to share this water that has blessings of our ceremony in it, to share with other living bodies of water. And I can't pour it into the vase right now, but I'd like to pour the essence of the vase in and share the simple ceremony. Again, the buoyancy and balance of our home waters. So in this ceremony, they had us each return to the place on earth where we were born. For me, that was near Lake Michigan in the United States, in Chicago, near Oak Park. And to return to the moment we received the waters of the womb. The waters we're all connected by. Each of us came through a particular body, and you're a particular body of water. And so I send these blessings, and I'll hold it to my heart and turn 2 times with buoyancy and balance and joy and play. And send the essence into this vase for healing all the way back to the beginning of each of us and all the way forward, the ecosystems we're swimming in with the whales, the beautiful beings, all the beings of the waters of Earth and all the beings of Earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Yay. Mm. Oh, Olivia. Hi, welcome. You have to unmute.
I'm here with the BC vase, and British Columbia has, it's a beautiful playground for whales, different species of whales. And I just feel this playful spirit of everyone sharing. And what's coming to me is that the whales, with their incredible long distance communication, have a mandala like the Earth Treasure Vase mandala. But really, we should compare our mandala to theirs. Right. Because theirs is deeper and older and continuing. And my wish is that the noise pollution vanish and disappear, so that their mandala can truly support our Earth Treasure Vase mandala. And yeah, I just wish health, and I send deep respect to all the whales, all the different species of whales all around the planet. And yeah, I'm just really delighted that you're dedicated your vase, Satesha, to the whales. It's such an important, they're such an important, well, we can't even say it in words, it's so important. The depth and wisdom of their beings, and all that they do to carry and hold support for us on Earth. Aho.
Aho. Thank you, Olivia. You make me realize that our pollution on our noise prevents us from actually hearing what they are sharing with us. It can interfere both ways. So, yeah, may it be that the air gets cleared and the waters get cleared. Yeah. Is there anyone else who would like to bring their voice forward? Yeah? Ava? Oh, Dara. Okay.
Frances is waving her hand.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
She's waving her real hand.
Oh, I see. Thank you for pointing it out.
I wanted to say something. Yeah, I wanted to say something relevant about the whales protection. In Mexico, this past week or so, the whales were caught in nets, in fishermen's nets. But thank heavens that a team of workers went out and freed them. But the whales are very much on my mind at this time because of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you for holding them in your heart and your mind. Okay, Dara, do you want to unmute?
Thank you. I was having trouble unmuting. I'm on my phone. I'm sorry I'm coming into the group late, and it's so touching to hear all your shares. I spent the morning with the Tibetan Rinpoches doing treasure vase prayers and consecration, and feel so full of this very traditional practice that they've been doing a long time, and the connection to all of us here and many others that are waking into this. It just feels my heart is so full. And yeah, with all the nature beings that are connected to this, the whales, the flowers, the birds, and the humans. Yeah, so I don't have a lot to say. I just wanted to bring that in and say that that's here. And actually, there's one other thing I want to share. I was so profoundly amazed that my car, which usually drives about 30 miles on a electric charge, it drove 160 miles. And because I had 5 of these vases to deliver to people.
Wow.
It's beyond the mind. Yeah. So that's all. I love you all, and I'm so happy to connect.
Thank you so much, Dara. Thank you for making that connection to all that you have been with today and all the other vases. And that is so beautiful.
We're a huge vase family.
Yes.
And what was so beautiful in this shrine, they invited people who had vases from years ago if they wanted to bring their vase. And so they had all the vases at the bottom of the mandala. It was huge. It was like I just burst into tears to see them all together.
Wow.
Just like living beings, and the people brought them. And of course, all the ones that didn't come, there's many more than that, especially the ones that are buried and underwater in different places. But ones that have been in people's homes or office or community spaces came today. It was just another dimension of the matrix.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely. Yes. May our awareness be ever expanding. Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you. Love you all so much.
Much love. Okay, is there anybody else that wants to add their voice? Karen.
Yes, hello. I'm calling from Washington.
Oops, you got unmuted. I mean, you got muted again somehow. You started
Oops,
out.
there we go. Okay, here we go. Calling from Washington State. And what happened at the last full moon event was I looked on my shelf to see what wanted to be part of the Delphi vase, and I had a pair of mating snakes. Some of you might remember that that's what happened. So in this vase, I was just coming to this session tonight without any idea of what wanted to be part of today. And I looked up at the shelf, and this is what just had to be part of our time together. So this has been part of my family. I have no idea who carved it. It is beautifully smooth, and I mean, it just feels so good. As you've all been speaking, I've just been stroking this amazing whale, and so he just wanted to be acknowledged as having been another voice and another listener to this blessing for this vase, of Osa and Genie and whoever else is going to be co-stewarding it. And I also wanted to bring in just some understandings that we are only beginning to get from people who are working with technology, as to the brilliance of these whales where their brains are so utterly different from ours, and they are finding their capabilities to be so beyond even what we can imagine beings having. Particularly, this is James Nestor's work, and particularly I think with sperm whales. And it is utterly astounding as we are killing so many whales. There are more and more free divers now who don't use tanks, so they don't scare the whales. They go down and they are able to hear messages from the whales that have never been heard before, because bubbles are not interfering with what's being communicated. And so as so many of them are losing their lives, we are also finding ways to meet them in their own territory, in their own element. And we are changing in order to hear them. And the hope is, and this is, all of us I know carry this hope, is that we will hear them in enough where our hearts are connected with them, such that our behaviors on this planet will utterly change, as indeed they must for so many species' sakes, but in particular the whales. So honoring the whales, may we hear them carefully and enable them to hear one another as we change our own behavior.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, beloved little whale. Okay, is there anybody that I'm not seeing that would like to speak? Leslie, yes.
I just love whales so much. I've been so deeply touched by different whale experiences that I've had in different places around the world, including just a couple months ago on Kauai. They're so wise and majestic, and I feel so sad that we are killing and hurting so many of them so much. So my heart is full, and I feel like I'm communing with the whales right now as we're being here. Like there are whales with us in this circle, in this community. It's beautiful and sad and beautiful. So thank you, Osa, for making this vase, and Genie for joining her, and anybody else who ends up going along on this journey. And I would like to try to see if I can find a different way to have you hear Julian's whale song from his didgeridoo, if that's okay. Is it okay to try this? It's about 3.5
Oh, you want
minutes.
to try it now? Sure. Let's
Yeah.
try and see if we can hear it.
Yeah. Let me know if, like, thumbs up if you can hear it, or down if you can't. So
Okay. Oh, almost.
Enable the original sound if you go into the settings.
Enabling the original sound seems like a great idea. All over the place.
I just did it. Can you hear it okay?
No. No, it's not quite. It's almost there, but it's not. Oh, thank you. Maybe we can find a way to post it on the mandala.
Leslie, could you share your screen and then play it that way? That's how usually people play music.
Aha. I can try that if people want to try one more.
Yes, let's try one more. It'd be a beautiful ending to our evening.
That's what I was thinking too. We were going to test this before the call, but my power went out. So it was a scramble to get here at all. So we're just gonna go with it and see. All right, let me share my screen. It's an audio, not a video. So I'm not sure if that's gonna work, but we'll give it a try.
Huh.
Still not. I have original sound on. So what we could do is send no good, right?
No, it's not really coming through.
Maybe we can send the recording out with the video.
Oh, yes.
It's its own file, so we could certainly do that.
Oh, that's an idea. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna make this work. So
you will.
There's certainly many of the whale sounds, of course, I think people know on YouTube. I was listening to them all morning. If you just put sounds of whales, they'll go on so we could all go to sleep to it.
That's a wonderful idea. Wonderful idea.
They go on and on and on.
Yes, I'm hearing them now in some way together with you. So thank you everyone for bringing yourselves and your love of the whales with you tonight and singing in the mandala. What are you holding up, Julie? I can't quite see. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful.
Well, I was thinking we could take just a minute, a couple minutes of silence, and let all the prayers that haven't been spoken out loud flow into the vase. And then I will complete by doing a dedication of merit. So let's just take a couple minutes of quiet. For as long as the earth remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, may these earth treasure vases too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Through the merits of this practice, may all beings live in peace and harmony. May there be no more war or conflict, and may all hearts be filled with compassion. So thank you all for your loving presence.